Hi team, I'm going to demonstrate how Reaper and Audacity are intended for different audiences. First, I'm going to take a look at Reaper, which I have open right now. Reaper is intended for creators in general, but more specifically musicians, and you can tell this by looking at some of the features Reaper has that Audacity doesn't. First and foremost, Reaper supports MIDI, which you can tell by this. Made a new MIDI object and plotting MIDI here, and it also supports virtual instruments that you can use with MIDI. This includes a tempo map, as you can see here, this grid, and this has an adjustable tempo right here, and time signature right here. You can add tempo or time signature changes anywhere in the project as well, so I can change the tempo right here. Reaper also has live monitoring and has this in a couple of ways. You can add effects and instruments to tracks and listen to them in real time without having to render the audio out onto a separate track. This is useful for adjusting parameters of plugins and auditioning plugins. You can hear the changes you make instantly. You can also monitor the recording input with effects, which is useful, and not only for musicians. Reaper has built-in plugins that are geared towards musicians and other creators, such as a sampler, which you can see right here, a very basic synthesizer, which you can see right here, and presets for plugins, such as this preset for the built-in EQ. This is for guitar or bass amp of some kind. If you are a musician, Reaper will probably be much more useful to you than Audacity. Now let's take a look at Audacity. Audacity is an extremely popular program, way more so than Reaper is. Audacity doesn't have all the bells and whistles that Reaper does, but is much more lightweight as a result. It puts a lot less stress on your CPU and uses a lot less RAM, and this is because it doesn't need to apply effects live or load samples for virtual instruments. It is also easier to use than Reaper for beginners. The only reason that Audacity didn't score higher on the ease of use metric is because it didn't complete the more musician-oriented tasks, such as working with MIDI and virtual instruments and all these things. Audacity also has a built-in spectrogram, which you can see right here, and it can export and read CSVs, which makes it more appealing to researchers. If you are looking for an audio recording program for fieldwork, Audacity is the way to go. In conclusion, Reaper is geared more towards musicians and live use, whereas Audacity is geared towards basic recording and also appeals more to researchers. I've used Audacity for about 9 years and Reaper for 5, and I will still use both depending on what I'm doing. Which program you use should depend on your needs. I hope this helps you when you're looking for your next digital audio workstation.